Hey, it's Ari from Degy, and we are with Karli and James as we go backstage here in NACA Charleston. First time for them at a college conference, and we thought we'd show you a little bit of the backstage experience and chat with them. So, about to get on stage in front of a couple of hundred students and a bunch of colleges. Anything that you're worried about tonight, or what are we going to expect?
I don't think so. I don't feel worried. I feel excited. It's a great setup. You never know what to expect. It's the very first time, when you play any gig, you never know what you're going to come into. And being the first conference, we showed up and went backstage, and I was like, this is great. This is so
great setup.
Yeah. So once I see that, I'm super relaxed and just looking forward to it.
Makes it easier when you walk in and everyone's like organized and knows what they're doing. It's a good setup. It's a great stage. Everyone's happy to be here, so we're excited.
Excited.
And you came to us, or I guess we found you through who I believe is one of the queens of the college market of the old days, and now candidly is the face of Nashville, if you will, right? But Natalie Stovall and James put us together. How did you decide that you wanted to jump into the college market and touring this way?
Yeah, well, why don't you go ahead on this one?
Thank you, James. Speaking of James, so James is Natalie's husband. And
not me, James.
Not this James, the other James.
Hey, wait a second.
This is my husband, James.
This is how rumors start.
The other one's bald and you've got beautiful hair. I don't know how that happened.
Okay, so the bald James. So he drums for Natalie, of course, too. And he started drumming for us in Nashville when we do full band Nashville gigs. And the more he played with us, he was like, we need to get you hooked up with Ari over at Degy. He said being with the Degy team absolutely changed our lives. We were able to, play for a bunch of amazing college students. We were able to buy our house. We were able to make a living playing music. And he said, I think that you guys would be great for that audience. So he got us in touch with
When Natalie accepts her first either Grammy or American Music Award or perhaps something CMA related, I hope she remembers me for all those nice things or whatever. I don't know if I'm going to get a bit play.
She will. She talks very highly.
We'll see how it goes. So, what I was working with them when they were playing the Opryland, gig and doing hours of covers. And it's not a typical thing for a Nashville artist to do anything but the Nashville 4-day, hit the road and come on back and so forth. And we took them into a touring act that went out there. Have you guys put your eyeballs on really trying to hit the road or going the Nashville way? What's kind of the game plan for the group?
Well, we've really been doing the Nashville way because he's a producer, I'm a songwriter. We play in Nashville as much as we can. We've done the 4-hour gigs in the past. Don't really feel like we want to do the 4-hour gigs on Broadway anymore. So yes, we want to get on the road. We want to be meeting people face to face. I feel like that is where we gain our fans and our audience. So if we can be on the road, that's our choice. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. We're on the same page. Well said.
As the breaking news, we're going to rebrand this when we actually get a little money for this production with something Degy or whatever related. In the meantime, we have no news, but we don't break
breaking news. You want to be on the road.
Yes, you do. So talk to me. What is the best venue out there that you've played, and what's the best venue without saying that maybe there aren't good ones in Nashville? What's the best venue that you like playing?
That's a tough question. There's actually a beautiful music hall here in Charleston Music Hall.
Okay.
I wouldn't have said that apart from the fact we're in Charleston. Yep. It's amazing. We open for Nitty Gritty Dirt Band there. It's a really beautiful historic place. For me, two favorites. There's a place called Rock Hall in Luxembourg. Huge kind of small arena. Amazing place.
Small country.
Yeah, it's literally the only music venue of size. So
I've actually been there, amazingly.
You have?
Yeah,
Okay.
you literally drive in and drive out of it as you're going through from Germany to wherever it is.
That's what we did.
We
We played Germany and we went through it. Not us, just in my days before I met Karli. But my favorite venue, I think, is Union Chapel in London. It's an old church, very, very grand inside. The acoustics are incredible. We got to play 2 shows there, opening for Brandy Clark a couple of years ago, and that was a bucket list place for me. I've always known, I lived in London for a while. Union Chapel was like, I wish I could play a gig there. There was 2 places, Union Chapel and the Royal Albert Hall, and I haven't done the Albert Hall yet, but Union Chapel, 2 nights there, it was pretty special.
And how did you guys get together? Is it Musically first or not musically first? What led the way,
Yeah.
if you will?
He wants the tea, literally.
Let's spill.
We did meet over tea.
Well, we've got the news, so we got to break some news
exactly.
and something good.
This is the e-news.
Yeah, the news segment.
Yeah, we met in Nashville. I was on holiday, vacation, as you guys say. And we started doing music before we started dating. Yeah, go on. I've spoken too much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we met in a coffee shop in Nashville. He was trying to order English breakfast tea, which they didn't have. So I stepped in and I was like, this is the tea I get. You could try it. So then we ended up having tea together. We just hit it off. We started talking about the Beatles and music. And then, of course, the Nashville kind of pickup line is like, you want to write sometime? So we wrote together, but he obviously was still living in England at the time, so we just started making music together. He produced the music that we'd written together, and when I heard it, I was like, this is what I've been wanting to make. Like, this is it. So how do we do this with an ocean between us? We had no idea, but we were like, let's just do it.
Wow.
So we figured it out. About 2 years later, he got his visa, so we couldn't play anywhere before that.
It took a long time. It's a long process getting a visa for America. But we stuck with it, and
Yeah, but we because it was so complicated, our situation, we were like, okay, we're just gonna focus on music, no relationship here. Like, we were just friends for that good 2 years, and then he got his visa, moved here, and then we like gave into the feelings. I was like, okay.
That's pretty much it.
Well, I'm not going to keep you too long because I know they're calling for you to get backstage and start to rehearse and get ready to go. So have a great first showcase. Thanks for spending time with us. This is Karli and James. They're going to go rock the showcase here in Charleston. This is Taking You Backstage.